think we'll just play random here. Currently, we have 5 out of 6, excuse me, clans unlocked. We need to kill 500 more enemies to unlock the Melting Remnant. Probably 3 more runs. Each clan has 40 cards. That's right. So there are 240 cards across 6 clans. And I think Worm can have like 1 more or something to master there. And plus a bunch of clanless cards, colorless cards, that have to be separately mastered. Let's just roll random and see what happens here. We rolled Stygian plus Umbra. Oh, this is going to be a fun combination. And I really like these random starting cards. So, Stygian is the spellcasting clan. We've got Tethys Titansbane, who can reduce the cost of spells on her floor, or punish enemies with spell weakness and sweep. And her starting card is the Frozen Lance, which deals damage to the front enemy. The Umbra half of our deck is going to contribute Morsel units, which are small, consumable units that apply a stat buff to whatever unit is in front and eats them. And there are Umbra units that we can take that have bonuses to that sort of thing. Let's see what kind of champ we're dealing with. I would take either the sweep version or the cost reduction on damage version, which will make our Frozen Lances cheaper and makes these 3-cost Crypt Builders cheaper. These are massive damage cards. They have the offering keyword, meaning that they're played for free if you discard them from your hand. And the attuned keyword means they benefit 5 times from spell power. Do I not like Frostbite? Not that much. Not on Tethys anyway, when you're going for Last Divinity. But I think the Frostbite version is quite strong. Especially if you combo Frostbite and Sweep. You can really clear enemy waves very easily with that. And that's quite nice. But with the starting cards that we have, it's really the other variants that I'm looking for. Particularly being able to provide stat buffs to the sweeping version of Tethys would be pretty cute. We also get an artifact, as you always do at the start of Monster Train, and then with the Last Divinity DLC, there's a divine deal of some kind here. Either gain money and shards, or gain an artifact in shards. For the artifact, you get to choose from 3, which is quite nice. Oh man. Sketches of Salvation, offered this early, is something we can absolutely build around. Sketches says, at the start of battle, summon 4 random units from your deck onto the middle floor of the train. We actually have no basic starting units, so currently that would just summon all 4 train stewards. And if we pick up other powerful, decent units, we can leverage those instead. And yeah, summons can't summon your champion, because your champion starts in your opening hand. This would be the way to get Shadow Siege in play, although I don't actually think we have Shadow Siege unlocked. Volatile Gauge. When you draw any non-champ card, its cost is randomized, but we draw more each turn. That could be very good with Conduit Tethys, actually. Although the Packed Morsels would be pretty bad. Normally 0-cost cards. But random cost and then apply a discount is very strong. Sure, and I mean, like, Sketches, Volatile Gauge, how unique is that run going to be? Let's do it. Let's do it. Monster Train's version of Snecko notably cannot roll 0-cost, which is definitely a steep downside compared to the Snecko Eye. Means your cards are going to be more expensive on average, can never be cheaper, unless your cards have high base costs, as ours in some cases do. So, we got lots of units coming into our train, but lots of train stewards stacked in the middle here. And I'm going to put morsels on Tethys up top here as well. Also just kill a couple nerds with our cheap stuff. Easy. Have some health, Tethys. You will kill bosses on your own. Go back to speed 2 here. Collector gets summoned here. Collector always appears on wave 2. It's a unit that gives you dollars if you kill it, basically. That seems bad. How about don't kill my stewards, please? Thanks. Quick. So any unit, no matter their base stats, with the power of morsels can become a juggernaut. It's actually going pretty well so far. Perfect. They'll all die. Give me a Shade Splitter then. More damage shield. We'll need Tethys to handle the boss when it arrives. After all the enemy waves have arrived in Monster Train, then the boss of the level appears. Boss has much higher combat stats and the Relentless property, meaning it always advances to the next floor after combat. Cannot keep it away simply by... It won't simply walk past you to the next floor. Spire is definitely the older game. Yeah, only by a year or two. Spire definitely came first. Sapped enemy units reduces their combat strength. That will let these stewards do a bit more of a number. Actually, would it? Because we go to 2, then 4, then 6? No, I don't think that would actually make any difference at all. Well, never mind then. Let's play this. Bonk. More lifesteal for Tethys. And we don't even need to have Tethys kill the boss, because we can just use these powerful crypt builders to do the rest of the damage. Or she can do it herself. Get in there, Tethys. GG. Ooh, Mollusk Mage is back. We liked it before. It's not that good with the Sketches of Salvation, but at the same time, maybe it totally is. Meanwhile, Energy Siphon and Siren Song aren't even that good with the gauge. So yeah, I'll take a Mollusk Mage. Mollusk Mage boosts the magic power of any spells you play on that floor. Prismal Dust seems kind of nice with a Volatile Gauge. Get an X-Cost card, which can apply Damage Shield, preventing instances of damage. Keeping an important unit alive, for example. The sketches put the monsters on the floor? Yes. So it is drawing and playing 4 units for free, which is part of why it's so absurd. And it ignores capacity while so doing. Give me that. And finally, some units. Ooh, Spell Weakness? Sweep to go with the Mollusk Mage is very tempting. Just sweepers in general are really good. And Can't Armor is a bit awkward because we can't necessarily force this unit to be in front. Let's take the Icy Silo Fight. Quite like that unit here. And this feels to me like a run that wants to be spamming Merchants of Magic, although getting a couple early powerful units might be worth it because of the whole Sketches thing. There is, there's an early Hell Vent here. Merchant of Magic... Merchants of Steel means going Stygian Banner, Stygian Banner, which is good. I don't think the Umbra units are great here. We want to stack and can't procs and stuff. Is the map always the same? So you always have 8 rings where you get to choose either a left train track or a right train track. And generally there's 3 nodes along each side, kind of randomly assigned. Merchants, money piles, healing, card removals, duplications, unit banners, and a few other things. Things are weighted generally that you'll see kind of the same amount of power on each side, but exactly which ones are useful to you is something you'll have to decide mid-run. And kind of depends on what strategy you're going for. So if I want more Merchants of Magic in the long run, we got 1 here, 1 here. No Merchant of Magic. Here's 1 with the remove 2. Okay, that's happening. And of course, Divine Temples are really good for upgrading spells, too. I want superpowered Crypt Builders, is what I want. And then I want to remove every card that isn't a Crypt Builder. Okay, but I think that means I'm going Merchant of Steel first, right? Yes. We want to find units to abuse with the Sketches of Salvation. Endless. Not usually what I'm looking for. What do we got here? Incant +2/+2. That's perfect. We want to spam spells on that floor. I guess the Nameless Siren is just as fine, although it doesn't have defensive utility, just offensive utility. Give me the stat buffs. You need to not die. Slightly better stats for you. Reroll means I can't afford the super thing, though. Yes, it does. I get this, right? Damage shield 3. Ooh, Large Stone applies big boost to stats. And that's huge here because we don't care about the capacity penalty it applies here. So let's just have a very big Icy Silophyte. 21 damage sweep on the middle floor. And let's make the Mollusk Mage hard to kill. Might end up infusing the Mollusk Mage into something, I'm not sure. Or vice versa. Let's sprinkle these upgrades down. Right now we just want to have every unit fighting at its maximum power. Spikes will be a little troublesome, but not too much. We'd love to get these stewards removed, because currently they are a bit of a problem for us. But at the moment, they're not necessarily a problem. Like, a huge annoyance. Just kind of an inconvenience, really. Didn't put any morsels there, but we get to choose 1 of 3 here. More damage shield. I wonder if those morsels are random costs when I draw them again. Oh yeah, this is also the zoomy wave that actually skips over the middle. Stops happening at some point, but it is definitely a problem right now. That's what I said. Looks like the boss will be skipping over the middle too. Yeah. Boss has spell shield, so I can't hit it with the Crypt Builder. Bummer. Oh, that's the sap anyway. Got it. Woohoo! Damage shields. This is Sweeper Boss. Oof. In case you're gonna need combat stats. Rest in pieces, everybody. A bonk. Bonk again. GG. Alright, no problem. We're once again rich. We're offered our second Mollusk Mage. Helical Crystal is also pretty good with the volatile gauge here. It's actually very good. But I am very tempted by second Mollusk Mage, because we can do some really silly things with double Mollusk Mage here. I want it. I want the spell power. I want the unlimited spell power. I don't know if I want any of these. I don't think that I do. Alright, looking like Merchant of Magic is probably correct. I mean, we could go Merchant of Steel. Pretty happy with what we have, though. We will be Icy Celophyte, Siren, Mollusk Mage currently. Is the setup I'm planning on using. Although, if I go... Oh yeah, we're going here, right? So we don't get remove 2 until here. Yeah, that feels right. Okay. To the Merchant of Magic. remove consume from a spell. I could do that on Prismal Dust. That's kind of interesting. Mostly we want to apply spell cost reductions here. Probably one each to the Crypt Builders. Maybe I want to keep an eye out for -2 cost in one of the Crypt Builders. Note that minus cost does work even with the Volatile Gauge in the way that you'd want it to. Yeah, and I have other good cost reduction candidates. Although you can't make a card that's normally 0 cost into negative cost. Which is weird. Holdover. Don't need holdover as much when the deck is so draw heavy. I'm going to touch that other Crypt Builder. Let's make this cheaper. Add spell power to the Crypt Builder, but I don't want to. What about Frozen Lance? Maybe Merchant of Magic wasn't that important? I'm feeling like it was. Morsels, who needs them? Not where this deck is headed, no way. No way, no how. Ooh, when you play your third spell of the turn, all cards gain magic power. I want it. This is definitely a magic power build we got going on here. Train stops near some familiar crystals. The Covenant Memorial in the middle is reflected twice by the crystals surrounding it, one larger, one smaller. In front of each, there are markings for a creature to stand and receive the remaining energy. Do we investigate the crystals further, make a unit super big, or make a unit very small? Well, since we don't care about capacity, how about super big? Become even bigger, my sweeper. 50-90 attack stats. The Bigitude. Where your ally once was, now stands a behemoth. The Big Lady. The Chonkening. What is capacity? Capacity is essentially the room each floor has for your units to occupy on it. We're kind of bypassing the capacity mechanic a little bit. There she is. Wow. The size of her. Head sticking up into the next floor. So normally there's a limit to how many units you can play. You can see the capacity here fills up as I put units from my hand onto the floor here. But because these units are getting put into play for free, they're kind of skipping that entirely. Cheaty. Have some stats. So this becomes free, meaning these units won't do any real damage, although we still lose our spell power buddy up front here. Not much we can do about that. Morsel. Okay, we'll just let the Train Steward die, or I could play the Shade Splitter. Yeah, I'll do that. Slightly higher stats. So that also gives the boss Talos a spell weakness stack, which could result in taking a ton of damage here from Crypt Builder. Do 240 damage to the front enemy. The power. And you can actually kill the boss before they arrive onto the train in waves like this, if you want to. Have some energy shield. this in play, and I guess just put this in play. You're speeding past the middle floor here. It's actually a slight issue. Now, let's get some kills, though. You're gonna do that. Yeah, haste is the effect that allows the mobs to skip the second floor, in most cases provided by these infiltrator units that provide haste to the whole floor. If you kill the backline support unit, the entire wave misses out on the haste property. Also, the boss is dead. Boop. Never even got to enter the train conventionally. We call that a flying boss kill. And it's very satisfying to do. Ooh, Kindle is very potent here. Although I'll note that the Umbra Stone applying Trample, if we put that on our Sweeper, is also very, very strong. Trample Sweep is hilarious. But Kindle is also pretty potent here. I'm going to take the Kindle. It's like a double energy card. And I believe we are done taking units. I have the 4 units that I want, personally. At least I'm about to. Take either more card draw or more energy. Energy is a lot better for volatile gauge than draw is usually. Could easily see going to 9 draw being vaguely useful, but definitely want that energy here. Volatile gauge certainly shifts it up. So, here's our first card dupe of the run. Let's check what's in the banner unit. Nothing that I want. And then what I'm going to do is fuse 2 of my units together. Mollusk Mage, sacrifice. Join the other Mollusk Mage in becoming a Super Mage. Provide 20 magic power to the floor. And that's the unit I'm going to double, actually. Is the Super Mollusk Mage. The power. I'm also going to apply -2 cost on this Crypt Builder, although Kindle is attempting option 2. I want anything to be guaranteed on turn 1. No. Is the DLC worth it in this game? I think 1,000%. It increased my personal enjoyment of the game very substantially. Conduit 2. Damage spells cost -2. And I want artifacts. Got to deal with Absolver units. Could make setting up on bottom worthwhile with our champ here. I do think that the DLC can be a little mechanically complicated if you're not that familiar with it, so you may want to consider just starting out with the base gameplay. But once you've got the base 5 clans unlocked, I'd recommend checking out the DLC. I really do think it adds a ton to the game, and you don't have to embrace the added mechanics and challenge. It's mostly constantly presenting you the option to gain shards. But you won't see any enemies from the DLC unless you do, basically. So you kind of always have the option to just say, no thanks. Bonk. Double bonk. Feed that chonky thing. I believe. And you can go up here. We'll get rid of these train stewards pretty soon. Hey, the train steward's actually doing something. Good job, train steward. Excellent. Have more damage shield. Alright, so now all of our spells have plus 40 spell power. So a Frozen Lance, normally 6 damage, currently 48. Crypt Builder, normally 60, currently 270. The power. The power. It's just so much damage. Can anything give trample to spells? Not that I'm aware of. There's no effect like that. Pizza. Quick, pizza. All right, welcome to your doom then. You know? Give him a little boop, and a bippity bop, and a blorp. And just like that, the boss is dust. GG. You get the Trader's Quill. Every time you play a card with Consume, we'll deal 30 damage to the front unit. Excellent for spamming damage on stuff. Glacial Seal is kind of interesting. Apply Frostbite on Incant. Really feel like I need it, though. Let's skip that. Oh, this is a great run for Excavation Eruption. Deal 20 damage to a random enemy unit 3 times. If it kills anything, we get 2 energy. Heck yeah. That's right, Samadin. The front unit always eats morsels. Or morsels are always eaten by the frontmost unit. Get these stewards out of here. Yeah, unless you've got Morsel Mate or something. Here we go. That's the spell I wanted. 30 spell power. I do want to purge. Shade Splitters. They're bad. Not looking to sacrifice units together at this point. Merchant of Magic, what do you got? Remove Consume from Kindle. How interesting. Remove Consume from Kindle. Yes, do it. And then make it just base. So it is just a free double energy card that we can use over and over again. That seems absurd. Make this more powerful. Holdover. Holdover Excavation Eruption's fun. Do I need it, though? I don't think so. Make this a little bit better? Sure. Just add Consume onto one of these. And purge a Stewards. Can dupe another thingy? Okay. Down for that. So that means there's no Merchant Explorer? Okay, so we'll purge the other Steward as well, then. All of them can go. And we'll see what this is. Get an Awoken, Stygian Guard, or Umbra Consumable card. What's the Stygian one? Spell Weakness 2? Sure. Even at random cost, I'm willing to play that for triple spell damage on something. Siren of the Sea going into the Sweeper. I guess it could. Or even here, honestly. I think it barely matters. I think I might just keep the Siren as a separate unit and not particularly care. My goal from here is to acquire more copies of the Mollusk Mage and to continue to break the spell game. I'm not even vaguely afraid of Heaven's Seal. That's pretty funny. Heal all, go for it. Have fun. Just have fun. Alright, you're going on top, though. I think that's proper. So you get energy each time if it kills multiple times. Have a ton of damage shield, you. Amazing. Got him. And you too. So you want to play this in the middle floor? It doesn't really matter. Boop. Boop. Deck seems strong now. Damage. Lord. Just absurd. Just absurd. If I randomize the faction before a run, usually, yeah. That's my preferred way to play Monster Train is random. I think we might, as we complete the logbook, take a different approach. But that's definitely how we're starting out. Boop. It's impressive that we can draw 8 cards and play all of them, even with random cost. It's good stuff. Crypt Builder does 440 damage, and then this one does 340 damage. And the boss, once again, doesn't even get a single round of combat in. GG. Hell's Banners is not bad. When we summon the second unit during a turn, we'll get 3 energy. I believe that'll be extra energy turn 1, primarily. And these are all 0 cost consume cards. Not a lot of need for them. We could take Unnamed Tome, but I'm sure we'll do that on a future run. Gem Trove, normally 4 cost. Apply damage shield 1 to all units on the floor, and create 3 morsels. Yes. Play that on the middle floor, give them all damage shield. It's great. Great. Yeah, I'm going this way. Artifact. Double Incant. Oddly enough, not even that good. Or draw 1 when we play our first morsel unit each turn. It's actually decent as well. Sure, I'll take an opportunity to skip the Founding Seal. Why not? The Siren goes twice, but Siren's not even really part of our build here. Sure, -2 cost means Gem Trove will only ever cost 0 or 1. Seems good. Could purge another unit here if I wanted to. Is Steward still unmastered? I think it is. I think it might be. Mollusk Mage number 3. 150 shards going into Fel, huh? Well, good luck, Fel. You're gonna need it. With what's about to happen to you. Oh! I agree. Oh, they're all in the middle. Okay. So it's Tethys and a Siren. On the bottom. Okay, so we'll put Tethys and the Siren on the top then. Oh. That seems good. Yeah, you just be invincible. Oh, that's a lot of curses. Not like that. 67 damage. Oh. I see. Oh, that's right, more energy too. That's right, the morsels give us energy. That's right. Excellent. Spell weakness 2. Take triple damage from the next damage spell. Crypt Builder. Deal 520 damage. How about you dead? Instantly. To 1,560 damage. Waves remaining 6. How about nothing? GG, fell. GG. Ooh, 30x damage. Give me that. That could be a lot of damage, too. Yeah, what about the shard boost? What about the shard boost? I'm gonna take one more draw. Merchant of Magic or remove 2? Doesn't seem like the unit upgrades matter much. Do we get another dupe? Hell yeah, we do. Works for me. Big? You could be big. Although I don't really know why I would care. You got Spell Chain. Ooh. Spell Chain Gemtro seems kind of ridiculous. Few options for Spell Chain that are a little absurd here. Spell Chain creates another copy of the card in our hand after we play it, but the new copy costs more by 1. But it's pretty absurd on Gemtrove. Problem is I can't play the morsels, so I don't think I want to. Decent on Urchin Spines. Or a damage card. We could put it on Excavation Eruption. That's not bad. Alright, I'll do that. Put it on Excavation Eruption. My sacking. I just lose mastery on Siren of the Sea if I do that, so I don't really want to. Wish I could Kindle Spell Chain, but Kindle's already got both upgrade slots occupied. Oh, there's the Sweeper Spell Weakness version. I think I actually do want Conduit 3, though. Increase the base damage of her a bit. Alright, onward. Melting Remnant can do some very broken things. I think my personal vote for most powerful overall would probably be Wormkin. Talking the expansion classes, of course. A lot of energy I just gained. Death. This is death too? Wow. Death. Simply death. Bonk. 16 energy to spend on Forever Consume does 480 plus 23 damage. If there was anything to hit. There is not anything to hit. Likewise, there's nothing to hit. Get rid of this. Let's say front enemy unit, huh? Yeah. Living armor. Gets stronger as it gets hit more. Don't think it has much of a chance here, unfortunately. Kerblam. That power, though. 235, and of course another 510. GG. Why is Persona in the game vote? I guess it must have made it through the game vote. It'd be pretty hard to play, though. That's alright. We just grab Ember Cash because I can. Really liking this build so far. I'll just skip this one. Holdover Gem Trove, kind of tempting. What are the final upgrades in the temple first? Oh, this isn't the final... Or there's not a temple here. Got it. Just a merchant of trinkets. Morsel miner on each floor. None of these really do much. None of these really do much either. I guess Cheater's Hand is okay. Sure. Draw one more each turn, then return a card to the top. Seems fine by me. Let's lose this last Shade Splitter. I've got 2 more removes, right? Yeah. Let's lose these, too. Although those are actually half-decent cards sometimes. You're just going to be consumed. You're going to be cheaper. Oh, I should have made a double stack. Let's make this double stack. Worse spell weakness could allow us to instantly kill things pretty effectively. Don't want that to say consume on it. And I'm duping the mage again, because I can. And you can't stop me. Do I need any of this? I guess Faulty Loader is fine. And 1 card purge is fine. Get rid of the one of the packed morsels. Seems like the easiest thing to lose here. Sure. Smita, thanks for 10 months of support. Always a pleasure. Choose a card to return. Who are you? Who needs the Silo fight anyway, you know? Wait, can I kill... Oh. Oh my. Can I kill Seraph on turn 1? I think I might be able to. How Have some spell weakness, Seraph. Have some very big spell weakness, Seraph. Bonk. Alright, well, that's over. Good fight. Everybody's sleeping on Mollusk Mage, by the way. Most powerful creature in the game. Now do it again! With pleasure, Twitch chat. Although this time the boss has 5,000-ish heat points. I did draw Urchin Spines turn 1, so actually... Actually seems... Oh no, like 4,300. 4,300 turn 1. Just felt unfair, they said. When you were expecting something else? 3 times. They have damage shield, so this isn't gonna work. Where's Seraph? Not bad news, kid. Got real bad news about Seraph. Also about the last divinity. This is more damage than this. Okay. 2,050 damage. Those are gonna die, right? Drawing cards and such. And this does more damage on this floor, so kerblam. Another 371. And now there's spell weakness on the divinity on the middle floor, although that does have creatures in front to take the hits. So I can't do a giant spell like this Crypt Builder, unless I were to do it on, oh, I don't know, the top floor instead. But then we don't get the spell weakness, of course. So how do we want this to do? How do we want to do this? This makes stuff. So let's go Mollusk Mage up top. And then Gem Trove. Let's get rid of this. So these will create energy for us. Play the other stuff. This should wipe things in the middle somewhat. There's the consume keyword too. I'm going to consume the spell weakness, so let's just blap up here. Big blap. Big blap. Moderate blap. Not quite a kill this turn, huh? Not quite. Pretty good, though. We'll get the turn 1 divinity kill pretty soon, I feel like. Been having some really good runs. Commence the power. Bonk. GG. Blaze that divinity with a 7-turn boss rush. Now that's how you score some points, Twitch chat. Continue to have an absolutely fun time focusing on spells with the Stygian. Just ignoring everything else and ramping up the murder. 83,000 points that run. That's one for it. Mm-hmm. because of the... No. Just... Huzzah. Not the only boss was Seraph. There's an extra end boss if you have the Last Divinity DLC installed, a sort of super final boss for the run. Oh, there's Ice Tornado. I was wondering why we haven't seen this card yet. 3 damage, 20 damage to a random enemy unit 3 times. And the Shork, one of the best units the Stygian have. Apply Frostbite when damaged. Very cool. We also get Lodestone Totem. Apply Sap whenever you play a spell. Can really break enemies' offensive strategies. Rules of Containment used to be good. Now it's just kind of sad. Engine Upgrade. A way to get more energy. The Teeth of Gold. One of the worst artifacts, if you ask me. 3 damage to the back enemy unit when a unit is eaten. It's nothing. I feel like this should say AoE damage or something. And we unlocked the alt hero for the Umbra Primordium. Maybe we'll make a Primordium run, our next run. Primordium's a weird one. We also get the weird Ember Forge, gives you energy per turn. And this mask that we unlocked. Heck yeah. Beautiful stuff.